Some of the most popular apps and services today might be threatened by a new approach to digital identification. That's because Web3 has the potential to alter the way users identify themselves. Web3, also known as Web 3.0, is a proposed future version of the World Wide Web that includes features including decentralization, blockchain technology, and token-based economy. You're watching YouTube channel Let's Get Techy. In today's video, we are going to talk about Web3. What are they? And why are all the crypto people suddenly talking about it? We will also talk about how exactly do they work. We will also discuss the development of the web, where it is headed in the future, and why these issues are significant. So don't miss any section of the video, especially if you are interested and want to know everything about crypto. The World Wide Web that we know and use now is much different from what it was even only 10 years ago. How has the World Wide Web progressed? And more importantly, where does it plan to go from here? Also, why does any of this really matter in the first place? If there is one thing that we have learned from history, it is that these adjustments will matter a great deal. The World Wide Web has undergone significant change throughout the course of its existence, and many of its early applications are now nearly unrecognizable. Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0 are the three distinct stages that have been reached in the development of the World Wide Web. The initial version of the World Wide Web was known as Web 1.0. The vast majority of participants acted in the capacity of content consumers, whereas the majority of content providers were developers who constructed websites that mostly presented information in the form of text or images. The majority of us have mostly interacted with the World Wide Web in its most recent iteration, which is most generally referred to as Web 2. One way to think of Web 2 is as the web's interactive and social version. In the realm of Web 2, it is not necessary to be a developer in order to take part in the process of content production. Many applications are created to allow anyone to be a maker effortlessly. You have the ability to conceive an idea and broadcast it to the whole globe if you so want. You are able to do this if you desire to post a video and make it accessible to millions of people so that they may watch it, engage with it, and comment on it. Because of how easy it is to utilize Web 2, an increasing number of people all around the world are starting their own businesses and websites. In many respects, the World Wide Web in its present configuration is outstanding. Nonetheless, there are a few domains in which significant improvements might still be made. Decentralization is at the heart of Web 3, despite the fact that there are significant distinctions between Web 2 and Web 3. The next version of the Internet is known as Web 3. And its primary goal is to transfer power from large technology corporations to ordinary Internet users. The read-write-own phase of the Internet is referred to as Web 3, and it may be regarded as such. Users have the option to engage in the administration and operation of the protocols directly, as opposed to just accessing free technological platforms in return for their data. It indicates that individuals have the potential to become participants and shareholders, rather than only customers or goods. In Web 3, these shares are referred to as tokens or cryptocurrencies, and they reflect ownership of decentralized networks known as blockchains. Blockchains are a type of distributed ledger. If you have a sufficient number of these tokens, you can have some influence on the web. To vote on the future of, say, a decentralized lending protocol, holders of governance tokens can spend their assets to vote on the protocol's destiny. First and foremost, investors have control over the activities that take place on decentralized internet networks. Twitter, Facebook, Google, and a select group of other firms have a significant amount of influence over what takes place on the leading internet. In Web 3, developers often do not construct and deploy applications that operate on a single server or store their data in a single database. Instead, they build and deploy apps that run on several servers. Web 3 apps, on the other hand, either operate on blockchains, decentralized networks of many peer-to-peer nodes, servers, or a mix of the two that constitutes a crypto-economic protocol. Blockchains are digital ledgers that record transactions in a distributed ledger. These applications are decentralized, and the term decentralized will come up rather frequently in the Web3 domain. When you hear people talking about Web3, you'll notice that cryptocurrencies are frequently brought up in the discourse. This is due to the fact that cryptocurrency is an essential component of a variety of these systems. It does this by offering a financial incentive in the form of tokens to anybody who wants to develop one of the projects themselves, control one of the projects, contribute to it, or enhance it. It is not uncommon for these protocols to provide a variety of services, including computation, storage, bandwidth, identification, hosting, and other online services that were traditionally offered by cloud service providers in the past. Individuals have the opportunity to earn a living by contributing to the protocol on a variety of levels, both technically and non-technically. Customers of the service often pay a fee in order to make use of the protocol, much in the same way that customers today would pay a cloud provider such as Amazon Web Services. With the exception of Web3, the money is distributed directly to the participants of the network. You will not find any of those needless and frequently ineffective middlemen in this version of decentralization, just like you won't find them in many other versions of decentralization. Utility tokens have been released by a number of online infrastructure protocols, such as Filecoin, LivePeer, Rwave, and the Graph. These tokens control how the protocols themselves operate. In addition, players at several levels of the network can earn rewards with these tokens. This is how even native blockchain systems like Ethereum function. Web3 enables the emergence of cooperative governance models for formerly centralized products. Anything at all can be tokenized, whether it's a meme, a piece of art, a person's social media output, or tickets to Gary V's conferences. The gaming business is an excellent illustration of a paradigm shift. Gamers are always complaining about the problems that developers leave in their favorites video game, or how the newest patch has thrown off the balance of their favorites weapon. With Web3, players may invest in the game and vote on how it is governed. Large Web2 firms, such as Meta and Ubisoft, are developing virtual worlds that are partially powered by Web3. Non-fungible tokens, NFT, will also play a significant part in altering the gaming business by enabling users to become immutable owners of the goods they acquire, a novel approach to business formation. Tokens also give rise to the concept of tokenization and the establishment of a token economy. Consider the present status of establishing a software firm. Someone has a concept, but they need money to maintain themselves before they can start creating. To obtain the funds, they raise venture capital and give up a portion of the firm. This investment instantly provides mismatched incentives, which will not line well with building out the optimal user experience in the long term. Also, supposing the firm is ever successful. In such instance, everybody engaged will have to wait a long time to see any value, frequently leading to years of labor with no actual return on investment. Instead, imagine announcing a fresh and innovative idea that answers a genuine need. From the start, everyone may contribute to its construction or invest in it. The corporation announces the release of X number of tokens, distributes 10% to early builders, sells 10% to the general public, and reserves the remainder for future contributor payments and project finance. Stakeholders can use their tokens to vote on changes to the project's future, and those who contributed to its development can sell some of their holdings to profit when the tokens are distributed. People who believe in the initiative can acquire and keep ownership, while others who fear the project is heading in the wrong way can sell their interest. Purchasers have total transparency over what is happening since blockchain data is entirely public and accessible. In contrast to investing in private or centralized enterprises, many aspects are generally kept under wraps. This is already taking place in the Web3 space. Radical is a decentralized GitHub alternative that allows project stakeholders to engage in project governance. Gitcoin is another cryptocurrency that allows developers to be compensated in cryptocurrency for participating in and working on open source problems. Yearn allows stakeholders to engage in decision-making and proposal voting. Tokens have been issued by Uniswap, SuperRare, The Graph, Audius, and numerous more protocols and initiatives to enable ownership, participation, and governance. Companies will no longer have control over user data since intermediaries are no longer participating in Web 3.0. This reduces the possibility of government or corporate censorship, as well as the efficacy of denial-of-service assaults made feasible by Web 3.0. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please share your thoughts in the comments section. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.